Hello everyone, welcome to this video on how to play unstable explosives. I'm going to take you through the cards you're going to find in your deck, and then I'm going to be joined by my beta testers, and we'll show you how a turn is actually played. First of all, the cards. These four across the top are the dynamite cards. These will make up the stacks of dynamite that you'll try and get your opponents to take, and will be how points are scored. Then the three across the bottom allow us to interact with the stacks, which we will go through shortly. Back to the dynamite cards. We have 1, 2, 4, and 5 sticks. You can start a stack by playing any of these, or play them onto an existing stack to increase its size. However, you can only play a card onto a stack which is showing the same amount of dynamite or lower. That is, the top card of the stack must be equal or lower than the number of sticks that you are playing onto it. So, a 1 can only go onto a 1, 2 can go onto a 2 or a 1, 4 onto another 4, 2 or 1, and of course 5 can go onto all of them. This means that once a stack is showing a 5-stick card, if you pass it to somebody who does not have a 5-stick in their hand, they're going to be unable to play onto it and will be forced to take that stack, and will then score those points when the dynamite detonates. Of course, there are tricks we can play with these cards that are going to interact with the stack. First is the diffuser. This allows you to diffuse the top card of your stack, place it aside, and then interact with the new top of the stack. Then you place the diffused card into your hand. So if somebody passes you a stack showing 5 sticks, you can diffuse the 5-stick card and then play onto the 2 or 4 or whatever was below it. The Leisure Domain card allows you to swap stacks. You play the Leisure Domain card, you take the active stack, and this becomes one of your held stacks. You then choose one of your held stacks to become the new active stack and pass it on to somebody else. This is most effective when you swap a big stack from your held stacks out for a small active stack. Lastly, detonate. There are 2 ways that the dynamite can detonate. The first is somebody plays the detonate card, and the second is that somebody tries to draw from an empty deck. You treat this as though that person had played the detonate card. When this card is played, the person who played it takes the active stack, and all players count up all the sticks of dynamite in their stacks. This is the number of points each player is going to score. The game is over when one player has a total of 50 points, and the winner is the player with the lowest score at this point. Now, this may seem a bit confusing, but it really is quite simple, and a demonstration will probably help clarify things. So, I'm now going to be joined by my beta testers, and we will show you a turn being played. I've now been joined by my beta testers, and we're going to run through one turn. We're going to play with our hands open, just so you can all see exactly what's going on. I'm going to create the first stack, and I do that by playing 1 stick from my hand. And I will then pass this over to Rom. Rom can now play any dynamite card onto this stack, so he plays 1 stick of his own, then passes it on to someone else. In this case, Twisted. Twisted could now play any of his sticks onto the stack, but he doesn't have to play the 1. He can choose to play the 2 stick, and then pass to anyone he likes except the person who passed to him. So he's going to pass down to Blaine. There is now a 2 stick showing, so Blaine can't play his single stick card. He must play a 2 stick or higher. And he can pass to anyone now, but not Twisted, as Twisted passed to him. So he's going to pass to Rom. Rom also can't play his 1 stick onto this stack. He's going to have to play one of his 4 stick cards. And he can then pass on to me. Now that a 4 stick is showing, I have to play a 4 or higher, but I don't have a 4 or higher. So normally I'd have to take the stack, but I do have a diffuser. So I can play my diffuser, diffusing the 4, take it off the top, and now I can play to the 2 that is now showing on top. I then put the 4 into my hand and pass the stack on to someone else, in this case Blaine. Now Blaine could play his 5-stick card onto this stack, but he also has a Leisure Domain card in his hand. So what he could do is take this stack and set himself up to play Leisure Domain next round. So Blaine's going to take this stack, and that ends the round. At the start of your round, we refill our hands, starting with the player who took the stack and going clockwise. We refill back up to 4 cards. Blaine took the last stack, so he starts the next round. He's going to play 1 stick from his hand, pass it on to Twisted. Twisted can play anything onto 1 stick, so he plays one of his own. passes to Rom. Rom can also put a 1 stick on top of that and pass him down to Blaine. This stack's a lot smaller than one Blaine's holding, so he can use his Legion Domain card, plays it onto the discard pile, takes the active stack, and it becomes one of his held stacks. He then chooses one of those to become the new active stack and passes it on to someone else. He's going to pass it over to me. Now, as it's showing a 2 stick, I can't play my 1s, so I'm going to play a 2. Pass it up to Rom. Rom also can't play his 1 stick cards, so he's going to play his 4 stick card and pass to Blaine. Blaine must now play his 5 stick, which will then pass to Twisted. Now, Twisted can't play onto this. He has no 5 stick in his hand, he has no diffuser. He could just take the stack and keep playing, but his hand's not good. So he can play his Detonate, take the stack, end the turn here, and hope for a better draw next turn. At this point, all the stacks of Dynamite detonate, and everyone counts up the number of sticks of Dynamite they're holding. Blaine has a nice small stack of 3 singles thanks to his Legion Domain, and Twisted has a total of 19. And that is their score. Ordinarily, we would shuffle everything back in, start a new turn, and continue to end until somebody hit 50 points, but we're going to end here. Thank you very much for watching. Check the description for a link to the Kickstarter campaign, and if you like what you've seen, please go check it out.